Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Mary D. Welch, the host of the Mary D. Business from Home Show. Welcome back. I'm always glad to see you. Anytime you can come to the show and you have the time, we're always glad to be here for you. I like to go over with you today. There's actually, there's so many businesses you can do from home, but I'm going to go over with you just a number of them for those of you that may have thought of them or considered them, or maybe you haven't. And these can be businesses that you may either you can do obviously from your laptop, sometimes actually from your cell phone. And I always say that because that's where most businesses, a lot of them are operate this day and age is from the cell phone. So don't say, "Oh, I don't have a laptop." Another excuse I've heard, actually heard people say this: I don't have a computer." Our public libraries have computers, and many of them are open now. I know during the pandemic they were closed, but nowadays they're open again. And even though there are time limits on the computer, you can only use it for 1 hour. Usually that's for that computer, and then if you have to, I wouldn't. I would suggest you get your own for sure. But people have done what they have to do because they want a different lifestyle. They want something different about their life, and so they're willing to make changes. So many of the businesses I'm going to give you or go over with you, they don't require that you necessarily go back to school to get an education, but you may need to get some training. But most of it can be done online now. As we know, that's where education has gone to. A lot of it has gone to the internet. So you may be able to go on the internet and get it, or you can go to many of you know about YouTube University. You can go to YouTube and Google it. There's so much you can learn that is absolutely just free. I mean, it costs, you just have to take the time. That's where the time is put in so you can learn whatever it is the skill that you need in order to do that job. So I'm going to go over a couple with you now. And some of them you can start today. Think about this. I'm not talking about a business you have to wait to start. For some of you, depending on your skill level, depending on where you are, you can, as soon as the show is over, you can go and start the business. That you really can, because a lot of them, it's right on the internet. So it won't be hard for you to do it. Now, that's true, you won't be able to, and some you are going to have to get certifications for. But many of them, you won't. You'll be able to go right to the internet and start your business. Okay, let's get started. Number one, a business you can start today, right now, is an e commerce business. Now, for those of you not familiar with the word e commerce, you may not know what it is that I'm speaking about. When it's an e commerce business, we're talking about an internet business that you can start. You can have your own quote unquote, it's a store right online where you can sell. Let's say if you don't have products, you'll be able to go get products from it could be from one of the online places, meaning that you can go online to different areas on the internet. That can be, one is called Alibaba. If you've never ever heard of Alibaba, you can go there and buy bulk products in bulks. So if you buy them, and then you can resell them in retail to your customers. That would be one avenue. And the one store, quote on store, you can use to do that is called Shopify. If you've ever heard of Shopify, I don't think there's anyone here who hasn't heard of Amazon. Amazon, many of the people on Amazon, they go to places such as Alibaba. You go to Alibaba.com and they purchase in bulk. And when they buy all those products in bulk, and then they obviously they're buying at what's called wholesale, meaning they're not paying the full price for the product. They're paying a lower amount, but they're buying in bulk. Let's say they buy 500 sweaters, but they're buying the sweaters at $2 or $3, but they're reselling the sweaters retail to the customers at 22 or 25 or higher for that same sweater. So I'm just giving you an idea, because you may say, well, the first thing someone may say is, I don't have any products to sell. And that's why I let you know about Alibaba, because Alibaba is a place you can go to get the products. That's an avenue. Another, and then you can sell on those two. I'm just giving you two outlets as far as Shopify, you go to shopify.com and they'll explain how Shopify works. And if you go to Amazon and you go to the business, they'll tell you about how to set up an Amazon store also. And this, ladies and gentlemen, can be done today. You don't have to go wait till tomorrow, anything like that. That can be done today. Next is if you can be a consultant. You can be a consultant. Whatever it is that you have done or doing um, in your profession, there's probably someone out there that needs that expertise in that area. And you would be a consultant. You would pay for you'll be paid a consulting fee. You have to determine what that is. I don't know what that is for some of you. I was in education for over 30 years, so mine would be education. If that was the area I wanted to be a consultant in, probably be in education. But since that time, I've become an author. So that's another area I would be able to consult in because I've written books and I publish books now. So I would be able that's to give you an idea of where you would be able to consult. So that's what's really important. Wherever you feel that you have an expertise, and you may say to yourself, "Oh, I'm not an expert in that area," but you probably know more about that area than the everyday person. So don't think that you have to know everything about that area, but you know more than let's I'll use real estate as an example. Some of you may know more about real estate. Some of you may know about flipping houses. People want to know, and they will compensate you for that knowledge, for that information. So if consulting is something you're interested in, then definitely look into consulting also. And it is one of those you could actually start today. You would need probably a landing page. If you don't know what that is, you can Google landing pages. There's called Wix. That's one that you can get a landing page from. There's as an area, you have different websites that you could, I mean, they're very reasonable now. For less, some of them are actually free as I go on to tell you about what they are. But the thing of it is, you need a place where people can contact you. And that's what having a landing page or a website would be. But that's where they will be able to contact you and talk to you and tell and really be able to start your business and a consulting business, which is very fun too. I can tell you right now, I really enjoy consulting. Another thing you could do is an online course. An online course. Now, some of you familiar with that. If you've ever taken a class online, which as we know, the pandemic pushed anything that could go online was online or is online. So when you have an online course, you're teaching someone on that online course. And it can be through Zoom, that's a big one, but you also have Microsoft Teams, that's another one. So there's more than one. The one we hear the most, I think, is Zoom, but it's not the only one on how you can communicate and have students sign up for your class. Then you could have it online. It could be a workshop. It can be from 30 minutes to an hour. Some of them, I've been in workshops that lasted for 6 hours, and they had breaks. They had actual built-in breaks at the end of every hour. We had about 10 minutes for those that need, and then we actually have an actual lunch hour in the middle of it. It was really, I mean, it was as if I was sitting in a workshop, and and they had PowerPoint presentations right there. Everything was right there in the workshop, and there were people from all over the world in this workshop. So what it does, it opens up. It's not as limiting as a physical workshop. You are talking to the world. You're giving people an opportunity to attend your workshop um, virtually, and that opens up. I mean, so many people have. I've heard them say, the pandemic. I mean, it was terrible, or it is terrible. What's going on with the pandemic? But for them, they had to pivot and create other avenues to reach their clients. So it hasn't been all bad. It just has been bad to a certain extent, unfortunately, with our society. But they were able to gravitate to all new ways to teach the same exact material. So if you would like to teach and you want to have an online course, not a problem. You can do it. Next, let's say you're already online and you're a graphic designer. That is, if you know anything about graphics or you like to learn, then graphic design is an excellent area. I am always hiring graphic designers, literally all the time. whether it be a graphic designer or illustrator, but I'm always hiring people in those fields because that's not my wheelhouse. I'm not a graphic designer, at least to my knowledge. I tend to be more of the content creator. So I create the stories and things like that. That's what I'm good at. So I've learned stay, they say stay in your lane. So that, but I hire people in those areas because that's what they're good at. And they're really good at taking my words and turning them into actual stories. So if there's a thought in your mind about ever going into the field of graphic design, I highly would encourage it. People always need graphic designers. I don't care who you are. If you are in any kind of business, you're going to need someone to create your logo. You're going to need someone. You may or may not want to create your own landing page, but you may want to hire someone to do it because maybe they're better at it. So you may, and it really, honestly, what I've noticed too, it's for the money that what you're paying for and what you get is just, it's astronomical. People are so creative, and I've learned let them be creative. Let them be creative. Don't feel like you have to know everything because you don't. You really don't. So if you have been interested in being a graphic designer and that's your sweet spot, you love that area, I promise you, you probably won't have a problem getting having clients as a graphic designer. And honestly, in any of these areas, when you're good at it, what happens is people refer you. They refer you to other people when you're good at something. So just know that if this is what you're good at, you're going to get referrals because somebody's going to say, do you know a good graphic designer? How many times have you said that? When you ask someone, you wanted something done, and you ask someone for a referral. You're asking, who did you use for this? And they give you a name. That's a referral. And when they do that, what they've done is given business to someone else. So keep in mind, any of the areas that I named, when you're good at it, other people always seek out your services. The next area, digital marketing. Wow. I could tell you, digital marketing is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Think about this. When you're online and you see those ads pop up, especially those of you on Facebook, but it's on any, it doesn't matter what the social media is, that's digital marketing. The minute you see something pop up and it looks like it's following you around the internet, wherever you go, that's digital marketing. That's what it is. There because how many? I mean, the numbers are astronomical of people that are online now. I forget how many billions they're saying are online. So the point being, how do you reach that community? There has to be ways to do it. Um, Many of you are, as I said before, you see the ads pop up. Those are ads. They're corporations or individuals. And even when you're scrolling and you see the ad, and it may even say ad, but it doesn't look like an ad. It looks like the person, if you're on Instagram, it just looks like a regular person talking, but that's an ad. Sometimes they are, not all the time, but sometimes they're actual ads where someone is advertising. So, and you see it on LinkedIn, you see it on Facebook, you see it go to social medias, but they look so much like a regular. It doesn't look like an ad, like the person is just putting a post up, but they have paid for that. If you know how to do digital marketing, I promise you won't have a problem getting customers because people need people that know how to do digital marketing. You may have a product and it can be a good product, but if nobody knows about it, how can anybody purchase it? So you have to have people out there that's marketing for you. You have to have a marketing, but really a marketing part of your budget. I know as I help people write their books, I tell them the book is only one part. You still have to market. That's the other part. You have to be able to market and get the book out to the public. You have to let them know that the book exists. And if they don't know the book exists, they definitely can't purchase it. So the way you do that is through marketing. And I would highly encourage, if you haven't already, to definitely have a marketing part of your, whatever it is that you're doing, by the way. It doesn't matter any of the ones I'm giving you, you do need a portion of your budget for marketing. Doesn't matter what it is. Whether you're doing e-commerce, you still have to market. Whether you're a consultant, you still have to market. Whether this is your online course, you gotta let people know you're out there. So marketing, make sure you include marketing in your budget. Don't assume that people, because remember, our circle of family, friends, that can only take us so far. Marketing can take you around the world. That's how big marketing is. It can take you all the way around the world. So that's what's really important about it. So keep that in mind. Also, another area. Now, this area may take you, depending on who you are and how, and if you what you would like to do, is having a cleaning service. Having a cleaning service. People now, and this can be whether you're cleaning businesses or you're cleaning homes or you're cleaning both. But people like bringing people in to clean. If you're someone that this is something you like to do, you really enjoy this, or you would like to start a cleaning service and you would like to send people on out to different for businesses or for homes, it's an excellent area. Very, very. I mean, I have friends that have maid services that come in, and they tell me all the time. They said, only thing is the maid comes in and they tell them, I don't have anything to do. What do I do? And they tell me, well, you need the dusting or whatever. And the maid's looking at them like, well, what? There's nothing for me to do. There may be, but then there's other people I know. Their maid comes in and they do have work for them to do. They may be vacuuming or dusting or cleaning the stove, whatever it is that they do. But the point is, they have a maid service that comes in. And then some businesses, you are making money. You don't have time to clean and do those things. And you may say, and dump the trash. And a lot of times you just don't have the time. That's not something you even want to do. Bring in a service to do that for you. And they can make sure the office stays clean and pristine for your clients and everything like that. And they come in usually, if they're coming to the office, they're coming in the evening. You never even see them. You don't even see them. They come in and they're gone. And do what they have to do. You come back the next day and the office is all cleaned and organized for you. Well, they don't touch anything about the services. They never touch anything on the desk or anything like that. They only dump what's in the trash can. So just know that when you have a cleaning service, they already know what to do and what not to do. So just know that. Okay. Now, this is something many of you may have heard of, you may not have heard of, and that's affiliate marketing. Now, let me explain what affiliate marketing is. Remember when earlier I talked to you about having a Shopify store or um, any of the other previous businesses, being a consultant or being online? Now, let me tell you what an affiliate does. An affiliate would have a link to your business, but that affiliate, let's say you're charging $150 for in your consulting business. If but that's what you would be charging, let's say $150 an hour, which is not unusual, by the way. It's very reasonable. Now, because you want to bring more people to your site, you can have an affiliate link. If the affiliate has one person that signs up, would pay them. Let's say it's $25. Now you make $125 and that person makes $25 because they have a link, an affiliate link. Now you know who to pay that $25 to. I'm going to repeat that because some people, I may have gone a little too fast with an affiliate. Affiliate marketing means you don't own a product. You don't own a product. You don't even have a website usually. An affiliate can help you bring people to your website. And when they do, that's when they get compensated. They only get compensated if the person purchased whatever's on that site. They get compensated because they brought that customer to you. And usually, and that's not unusual breakdown. If you're charging $150 and you pay this person $25 to bring a customer to you. Now, this is a customer that's paying you $150. So you pay your affiliate $25 and you make $125. That's not a bad deal. But an affiliate marketer, someone that really understands the internet and is good at getting people, good at Either they have a strong email list or they're good at knowing how to get people to a website. That person can make quite a bit of money. They don't own anything. They're not teaching anything. They're getting paid on bringing customers to you, or not to you. It could be, maybe it's to your store, and they're paid if that person purchases. They're paid if they sign up for your consulting. They're not paid unless you're paid. So think about that. They only get paid if you get paid. That says a lot. That means they're not just getting there. You don't have to pay them. You make no money, they make no money. So if it's one of those, it's a win-win. They bring a customer to you, that customer utilizes your business, now you can pay them. So affiliate marketer, many people are making money as an affiliate marketers. They do not have the product, they do not offer the service, but they're getting paid because they're bringing customers to you. That's not a bad deal. So I just want to really reiterate that, because affiliate marketing for some of you could be a very good way. You may say, well, I don't have a class I like to teach. I don't necessarily want to be a consultant. I don't necessarily want to start a cleaning business. All these things you may not say, but maybe you have a strong email list. Maybe you're strong on social media, but you don't have a product. Then you could very well do well with an affiliate program, because you would bring people to people that do have products. So consider that. If you've ever thought about anything, think about affiliates. Another, online bookkeeping. Let me explain. If you're would like to be an online bookkeeper, people need bookkeepers, especially small businesses. Small businesses need bookkeepers. I've talked to people who, when it's tax time, they're going crazy. They haven't kept their books. So they need someone to, throughout, let's say once a month, every month or every time they're purchasing or every time they're consulting, but they have a bookkeeper that's keeping track how much is going out and how much is coming in from their goods or services. Bookkeepers are definitely needed. If you're one of the people, you can do very well as an online bookkeeper. So all of these businesses, though, depending on your interest, that all depends on you. There is not a business that I'm naming that you will not do well in, if that's you, if that's something you want to do. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Transportation services. We are, I'll say this, baby boomers, as many of you know, is one of the largest populations in the US. Now, what does that mean? That means that they're going to need transportation to and from doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, going to the grocery store. And many, you may say, well, they can use Uber, they can use Lyft and that kind of thing. But a lot of people don't want to ride with they may want to ride with other people, or they just want to have a service that's going, let's say there's a doctor that many seniors are going to. Then you provide a transportation service to pick them up, take them at the exact same time. It could be every month or whatever they need, or maybe it's just going to friends and they just want that person that's there for them. So, and that creates a relationship, by the way. And especially I know with seniors really, they get, attached many times to people, and they may not want different people. So if you are interested in anything like a transportation service, another big one is veterans. Transporting veterans to and from the VA hospital, going to different appointments, things like that. But transportation service is very big. As we know, that's why you have the Ubers and the Lyfts, but there's still a need. Even with that involved, there's still a need for our society. Now, another area, lawn care service. I can tell you for a fact that is something many people don't want to do, and it can be very cost effective. Meaning that the cost for a gardener may not be that it may be considered a low cost, but that's one thing you don't have to do. You don't have to worry about. If lawn care service is something you're interested in doing, people need it, and they will hire you to do it. So just keep that in mind. A real estate business. If you've ever been interested in real estate, It isn't real estate. I mean, nowadays it is. Not that long ago, there were houses, literally blocks of homes sitting empty. Not anymore. So now real estate has really gone up in value. And being a real estate agent or going to the real estate business, that's something you might want to consider. An app developer. If you have any background in developing applications, this is an area you can get training. You can go online. Some of the training is free, but that is definitely one you might want to consider. Consider is creating apps for people. There's millions of apps now. I just a few minutes ago went online, and it was a Facebook ad for an app saying if you're interested in app development, if you're interested in an app, that I can make an app for you. And I looked at that and I thought, I remember when apps were really, really high. Now it was less than $100. It was less than $100, but someone has to create that app. So keep that in mind. If you're interested, think about the volume of people and the people that need apps. Someone that has a consulting business may be interested in an app. Think about this. Someone that's interested, it can be a cleaning service, may be interested in having their own app where they can book appointments for a maid service or a cleaning service to come to their home or office. All of these things are right here. They're available. And now it's really making, I mean, so simple and easy. Technology, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Here's another area. Ladies, gentlemen, translations. If you speak another language, this is really, really big. To translate, you can translate books, you can translate papers, businesses, legal. It's so many translation areas. Or you can just be there at meetings to translate for someone. Their English may not be as good as yours, and it may be a meeting they're attending, and they want to translate. They want their own translator there, so they know they're getting the correct information. And I'm going to go over this one. And also, let me say this: on translations, you may or may not have to be certified. Depends on what it is. Let me add this too. Let me give you a really big area in translations. That's the courtrooms. They hire translators, and I believe, if I remember the last one I saw, it was $45 an hour for a translator. I was amazed. So if you speak another language, doesn't matter what the language is, that may be something you're interested in, is being a translator. Okay, I say last but not least, but this is one I really, really have a lot of respect for, and that is a virtual assistant. Not long ago, I did not really know what I would use a virtual assistant for. Now I don't know how I can operate without one. Virtual assistants, even though you may think, well, that person is online, doesn't matter. They can do so, I mean, there's so many things they can do for you. And depending on where you hire your virtual assistants, they can be very affordable. What I like about it is I make appointments I have a virtual assistant. I make appointments. We sit down. We have meetings. We talk about situations. And our meetings are virtual. They're through Zoom, but we make sure we take care of business, whatever it is. When we have meetings, we sit down with our agenda. And just as if I was in an office with the virtual assistant, no different. And when I have a question or anything going on, I just send them an email. So it really it's been a very good experience for me. I can tell you right now, that is one I just recently hired a virtual assistant. I just really, really appreciate them. They're more than they know. It means a lot. So let me say this too, because I know I'm coming to the end. The truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, as long as you like whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as you like doing it, because then it won't be work. It's only work, honestly, when you don't like doing it or you're burnt out and that means tired of doing it, then it becomes work. You want to make sure whatever you're doing does not become work to you. You want it to be something you really, really enjoy and that you really, really appreciate. So I like to tell you, I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by today. I'd like to thank you for being here, and I will see you again in another one of the shows. I hope to see you. Those of you who like to get in contact with me, you go to marydwelch.com, marydwelch.com, and that there's a way to contact me right there. And I like to talk to you. We can communicate there. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye, everybody.